Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Biafran golden child, the real Biafran golden child. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're hearing my voice from. This is the Biafra Golden Child, and I hope you are all hale and healthy. I hope you're in good health. And I hope you're ready to hear this very, very palatable truth from me. Yes, the audio for this morning coming to you directly from, the Biafra Golden Child is one that a lot of you may not be too happy when you finish hearing this. You may completely, saddened because you may not, like what you're hearing. But the truth has to be told. The truth has to be told at all times. There's no advantage in saying lies. There's no advantage in beating about the bush. There's no advantage in calling a spade an agricultural instrument when you can just call it a spade. And so for this audio of this morning, I titled it Biafrans. Biafrans must hear this sad truth. Biafrans must hear this sad truth. So if you can give me the audience, if you can give me your time, if you can give me your ears, I want us to reflect on why, I said Biafrans must hear this sad truth. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be with you, to interact with you. And I hope, after this audio, we might begin to see things differently, from a different perspective. We might begin to form new opinions. We might begin to hope for the better. Because at this now, sincerely, Biafrans have not heard the truth. Biafrans have not really observed, what is happening. Biafrans need to know. And of course, they must hear this sad reality, this sad truth. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you all. Yeah, in the first instance, I was involved in, some meetings with some people, some of my friends, because most of them were lawyers. Others were, human rights activists of some other, professional callings. We had a meeting to discuss certain other matters that were not exactly, because of Biafra or because of the Southeast. We were discussing, the Senator Natasha, uh, Senate President Akpabio imbroglio, and of course they were giving their views, which, this is not the forum for that. I might not want to start, highlighting what they said or what they observed about the Natasha, President Fabio, uh, the accusations and counter accusations. No, it's not for this forum. But at the end of that deliberation, after we had made up our, you know, observations, and after we had a press conference, and the press conference was over, some of my colleagues who remained with me called my attention and told me, yeah, brotherly, with all due respect, what is happening? What is happening to Biafra? What is happening to this year Biafra agitation? What is happening to the people from the southeast? What is happening, to the IPOD brothers? What is happening to Ndi? Because they begin to wonder why, Ndi in recent times they don't seem perturbed, they don't seem, worried, they don't seem in any way, concerned that there are two prominent leaders, people who have, you know, at least we can say in recent times, who have been shepherds, have been at the forefront of the Biafra, United, redeclared Biafra, the United States of Biafra, people who have been at the forefront for in recent time, especially somebody like Nnamdi Kanu, especially somebody like the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoku. These people have been undergoing very, very torturous and very inhuman, especially very unpalatable, experiences in incarcerations. Nnamdi Kanu has been incarcerated in Nigeria back to back now for the past 4 Christmases. And every other day, there are charges brought in, charges dropped, charges brought in, and they continue to expose him to all kinds of indignities. So exposing him to inhuman conditions, exposing him to all kinds of, shameful and totally inhuman conditions. And your people are there. Your people are there acting as though nothing has happened. I mean, MNK, Nnamdi Kanu is not just an ordinary person. He's a big fly. He's a man who shares both Nigerian and UK citizenship. He's a man who has fought vigorously, expounded vigorously on the Biafra experience, bringing the world to know about the plight of Biafra, campaigning vigorously. But if the Nigerian government does not give Biafra its right of place, does not feel that Biafra, qualified for, the highest position of the land, or to engage in meaningful businesses, engage in politics, and be equally treated like others, then the Biafrans should be allowed to go. This is a man who said, look, enough is enough. My people have suffered enough. You have treated us like second fiddles. This cannot continue. This is the man who said, look, he called the people to order. He told them, this is the time to call a spade a spade. Let's tell these people, if they don't want us, if they don't need us, let us go. To thy thanks, O Biafrans. That is Nnamdi Kanu for you. And he said, these people are telling me, how come the Igbo people, this 4 years back to back, 4 Christmases back to back, this gentleman has been in a jail, incarcerated in DSS Johnson, suffering all kinds of inhuman treatment and despicable treatment. And of course, your people seem to be lying low, doing as if there's nothing. I mean, like the ostrich, they're hiding their heads in sand, pretending as if nothing, going about, celebrating, going about, hobnobbing with the tyrants, those who are oppressing your people, those who are incarcerating your leaders. I mean, what is happening to Indigo? What is happening? Have they rejected their leaders? Have they rejected their mother Nnamdi Kanu? They equally mentioned the issue of, our incarcerated Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa Njoku, all the way in Finland. How as soon as he was arrested, and how as soon as the Finnish authorities, arrested him and detained him, pending further trials in May, pending his full trials in May, that a lot of people were celebrating here. The same Igbo people, the same Igbo, the same Biafrans that he has been fighting for. He has been propagating all the, all his, bitterness about their plight, bitterness about where manner they are being treated like nobody, like unwanted people, like outcasts. This is the same man who enjoys a Finnish citizenship with an Igbo, with a Nigerian citizenship. This man sacrificed everything, to fight for the Biafrans. Then when he was arrested, we saw a lot of people celebrating. The IPOB people came up and said, he's not one of us. The IPOB people came up and said, grab him, he deserves to die. Of course, the IPOB people, some part of the Ohanese, were celebrating his arrest, saying it's good riddance to bad rubbish. We don't know who Simon Ekpa Njoku is. We don't care who he is. Nigerian government should do everything to, insist that the Finnish authorities extradite him down to Nigeria. Let him come here. Let him suffer. Let him feel the pains. Let him be disgraced. Let him be dishonored. Let him be exposed to all manners of wickedness and acrimony, because he is not, in any way, a good child, a good child or friend of Ndebo. I mean, these associates of mine are not evils. These associates of mine are not, they're not from Igbo land. They're not Biafran. But they told me they were touched that this kind of reaction, this kind of attitude will be coming from your own people, the same people that Nnamdi Kanu, is agitating for, the same people that Simon Ekpa Njoku is agitating for. How could these same people be saying, we don't know them, we don't want them, grab them, incarcerate them? It's good riddance to bad rubbish. We don't want any of these people. They are the ones who create problem for us in the Southeast. They are the ones who make the Southeast ungovernable. They are the ones who are corrupting our children. They are the ones who are making our women to leave their husbands. They are the ones who are killing our economy, telling people to sit at home. They are the ones who have fomented so much trouble for this country. We don't want them. We don't know Simon Ekpa Njoku. We don't care to know him. We don't care about Nnamdi Kanu. If he's not ready to make peace, to proclaim peace, then let him go to hell. These people asked me, brotherly, sir, with all due respect, how do you respond to this? How do you respond to this? That your own governors in the Southeast are the ones who have prevailed on this government, from the government of PMB, former President Mohamed Buhari, to this current Emilokon government, that people in the Southeast, senators, governors, people who are even from the same state, from the same enclave with Nnamdi Kanu, are the ones who are saying, let him not be released. If he's released, he will continue to foment problem. He will continue to be a thorn in the flesh of the Southeast. Don't let him be released. Keep him there. Let him stay there until he dies. Let him waste there. Let his years be wasted in detention. These are governors. These are senators. They mention names to me. These are people who have clamored. Nnamdi Kanu should not be released. Put him there. Continue to judge him. Continue to try him. Today you bring this matter. Tomorrow you bring in another judge. Next tomorrow you bring in this. So that before he knows it, you will waste in detention. Ladies and gentlemen, the same people told me how, Prime Minister Simon Njoku, the same people came out and said, we don't know him. He's from a boy state. We don't know his antecedents. Does he have a surname? Does he have a surname? He said he represents the Igbo. He represents the Southeast. How long has he been in the Southeast? What has he done for the South other than to keep happy, other to engage in a ritual, other than to engage in human parts harvesting, other than to engage in fraud and money laundering? These are the same Southeast. These are new. These are former senators. These are governors. These are people in high HLM of Southeast governance, calling our own people, our prime minister, all manners of name, clamoring for his extradition to Nigeria, telling the same Nigerian oppressive government, the same oppressive government that Nnamdi Kanu has been preaching about, how they extort us, how they, treat us, subjugate us, how they put us in perpetual subjugation. The same people, Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoku, continue to say, no, this junta government must treat our people right. We must enjoy the basic necessities of life. We must live under the rule of law. We must, of course, be treated like people who have contributed their parts in this trajectory called Nigeria. Now you say he's a thief, he's a breaker, he's a murderer, he's a terrorist, he's a felon, he's a secessionist, he's a money launderer, he's a body harvester, he's a kidnapper, he's all sort of. These are your same people. Ladies and gentlemen, I would not lie to you. When this gentleman spoke to me, there were some women in their midst. When they told me these things, I felt terribly, terribly. I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken. I was ashamed because, of course, they told the truth. They didn't lie. We are killing ourselves. They didn't lie. We are disowning ourselves. They didn't lie. The Southeast, the Biafra man, is always the one who sells his brother out, the one who sells his sister out, the one who is forced to call for the crucifixion of his people. Ladies and gentlemen, this matter, this information made me shed tears. I shed tears of pain. I shed tears of anguish. I shed tears of betrayal. I shed tears that a lot of us don't know what Biafra represents for us. Because if you know what Biafra represents for us, especially the incident of 1966, 67, 68, 69, 70. If you know what happened to us, if you know what happened to our fathers, if you know what happened to our grandfathers, if you know what happened to our grandparents, if you know what happened to our communities between 1966, 67, 68, 69, 70, if you know what happened to the Southeast, the Biafra land, if you know how children were hungry, parents could not feed their children. If you know how mothers were running helter-skelter, looking for lizards, looking for rodents, looking for even anything whatsoever, even a beetle, even a beetle, even a butterfly larvae to feed children. Because of course there was nothing to eat. There was nothing to drink. The water had been polluted. People had run away from their homelands. People had run away from their family land. They had run into the innermost recesses of the bush. Of course, the airwaves, the air movements had been blocked. Of course, the sea movements had been blocked. Of course, the lands had been blocked too by the Nigerian government and their allies. No help whatsoever was coming to Biafra land. People died. Common sicknesses like fever, malaria. People died because there was no access to drugs. There was no access to any help, no access to anything. Even the local herbs that you could have been taking, you are inside the bush. People suffer from environmental degradation because when you run away from your home, how do you take care of yourself? People defecate everywhere. People, all kinds of indignitaries, inhuman conditions prevail. Millions died. Children died of kwashiorkor. No access to food. Of course, even when you planted, you had to run away from your food. The seeds were harvested before their time. Of course, you planted a cassava. You can't wait for it to germinate. You can't wait for it to mature. You plant a yam, wow. Can you wait for it to grow, to mature? You plant tomato and pepper. Will you wait for it to ripen before you run away? Before they begin to come for you? Before the bombs come flying? Before the guns start shooting? Before the jets ready from the air? And so people suffered. They died avoidable deaths. Billions of people. And so somebody who doesn't know what Biafra represents, that back to back between 1966, 1967, 68, 69, 70, that people suffered, the avoidable sufferings. People were forced to a war they were not prepared for. People were killed abysmally, destroyed, properties destroyed, farmlands destroyed for nothing. Food bans, yam bans, funds set in place so that people would suffer, so that they would die from hunger and starvation, so that they will become sicker, they will become weaker, and of course, they will be easy to eradicate. A lot of people committed suicide. Parents committed suicide. When a father watched his 5 children, they had been starving for the past 5 days. He's watching them begging for water. Father, water, and you could not give us some water. Father, I want to eat. I'm hungry. You could not give. The father looks at his children, shakes his head in utter defeat, shakes his head in utter despair, and walks away. When he walks away a few meters, the next thing you hear is a shout from his wife. My husband has hanged himself. My husband has killed himself. He has used the kitchen knife to stab himself to death. These are daily occurrences. Fathers watch their children, female children being raped, gang raped, not by one person, not by serial soldiers of the north from Nigeria. Women who were pregnant had their tummies dissected as if an operation was going on, as if there's, they're doing a sort of scientific exploration. Fetus were removed while the woman was alive, and bodies were cut into bits. Men had their hands, fingernails kept, and they told you, which one do you want me to remove? You want me to remove the index finger? You want me to remove this? By the time they're done with you, you cannot hold the whole, you cannot hold the cutlass. And so these people became perpetually doomed to die. They became human vegetables, zombies left to die. And so when you don't know what happened to Biafra, then you will not know why you should respect your leaders. You would not know why you should clamor around them. Who are these governors? Who are these senators? Who are these Biafrans who are celebrating? Who are, having, a field day jollificating, hobnobbing with the tyrants who call themselves Nigerian leaders. Who are these people who are saying Nnamdi Kanu should rot? He should never be allowed to see the light of day. Who are these Biafrans who are saying Simon Ekpa Njoku has betrayed indeed, he has betrayed the Southeast, he has betrayed the Biafra. He should die. He should be extradited and come here and rot in jail. Have you forgotten what these men are fighting for? Have you forgotten the huge sacrifices people have done? How Simon Ekpa Njoku, both Nigerian citizens and Finnish citizens, could have lived a luxurious life, could have lived a life of Japa. I'm okay. I'm cool. I don't need anything. No, he sacrificed his life. No, he fought. He said, no. No. The Declaration of the United States of Biafra is something I will fight till I die. I will fight for it till I die. It is above every job. It is above every financial breakthrough. It is above anything I can acquire in life. The sovereignty of Biafra is where my life is. That's ditto than Thomas Nnamdi Kanu, a British citizen, a Nigerian citizen, dual citizenship. He equally made that sacrifice, coming from a background that was quite comfortable, royal if you ask him. He had no reason to hobnob with the poor. He had no reason to begin to fight for freedom, for the oppressed. No, he was comfortable. He lived in London, was doing his business, going about his life with his children and family. A reserved life, a comfortable life. What did he do? He sacrificed everything. When he came and saw how his people were downtrodden, saw how his people were treated with despicable arrogance, despicable injustice. He saw how his people were treated like defeated people. He saw how his people were denied every opportunity to grow, to lead, to achieve in a country called Nigeria. He said, no. No, he threw away his comfort saga. He threw away his British citizenship. And they started protesting, started proclaiming, enough is enough. My people should be set free. If you don't want them, let them go. If you think they are too much for you, let them go. If you think they're overambitious, let them go. If you don't want them to achieve in life, let them go. If you cannot give them equal status as other regions in the country, let them go. Come in a country that got independence in 1963. 1960, Nigeria got its independence. 1960, Nigeria got its independence. For the past 63 years. 63 years. What has happened to this country? What has happened to this country? Back to back, the North has been having, the leadership. Either it's military, either civilian. It has been the North. And when they're tired, they hand it over to the Southwest. When they're tired, it goes back to the North. When they're tired, it goes back to the Southwest. Only after the night of data, people began to, protest, especially after the killing of Ogoni 9, where Ken Saro was killed because they were protesting, the degradation of the environment, the pollution of the environment. They were killed under their apartheid government. When the South began to protest, threatened to destroy all the oil facilities, that was when they extended a little leadership to the South, to Bayelsa State, where they gave it to former President Ebele, Jonathan Goodluck. Except that single occasion, it has been north, and then southwest. North, southwest, north, southwest. Where is the southeast in all of this equation? Where is the southeast in all of these ramifications? Nowhere. It concerns us to the dustbin of history. People who fought vigorously for the independence of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, if it doesn't sadden you, it saddens me. Where are we Igbos headed to? Must we continue to eat our own? Must we continue to destroy our own? Who are we trying to please? Who are we trying to please? Over a year ago, we started hearing each governor. The governors will come out, this governor will come out during elections. I have it on authority. Nnamdi Kanu will be released. So I have it on authority. This or that person will come out and say, I have it on good authority. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu will be released soon. Senators will come out and say it. Ministers will come out and say it. The one that broke my heart, the one that really hurt me beyond pardon, was when our angelic, delectable, beautiful widow of the legendary, our legendary leader, Dim Odumobochu, Biafran warlord, Bianca came up after she had been appointed Nigeria's foreign affairs minister. When she was appointed Nigeria's foreign affairs minister for state, she came out and I thought, well, this time, if this woman want to say something to us, it's going to be real. She knows where we started from. She knows where the rain started beating us. So she knows where the rain ended. If she's going to tell us about our Biafran lords, our Biafran IPOB leader, about our Nnamdi Kanu, whatever she's going to tell us must be completely real. It must be good. It must be trusted. It must be final Boston. Ladies and gentlemen, all those expectations, those great expectations, fell down to nothing. It was like the elephant giving birth to a rat. Ladies and gentlemen, our own Bianca, the widow of our formidable Larry, Dim Odumobochu, came up and told us, addressed Biafra. Said, yes, I can tell you, I heard it from the horse's mouth. I can tell you right now, go get your campaigns ready. You'll be clinking your champagne soon. I can tell you with all certainty. I can tell you with all certainty. This is no assumption. This is not them saying. This is right from the horse's mouth. Nnamdi Kanu will be with you any moment from now. Get your champagnes ready. Get your glasses ready. We'll be proposing toast, clinking glasses. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the highest point. That was the echelon of it all. That was the point where we said, finally, this is it. I wouldn't lie to you. I told a lot of my friends, the world mother is coming out for real. This time is good news. We are hearing this from the Biafran warlord herself. Why? The widow, she knows what Biafra means to us. She knows what Biafra meant to our electors. And she knows every information about Biafra. Millions of people, especially about America, millions of people are ready to hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine. You can imagine the palpable disappointment of the Biafran people. You can imagine the level, the heart-rending pain they went through when they discovered that all this was razzmatazz. All this was make-believe. All this was a mirage. It was a calculated attempt to deceive, to beguile, and to completely derail the Biafran struggle. They used our own sister, our bone of bone, our flesh of flesh to deceive us. They deceived us. And unfortunately, Nnamdi Kanu has spent 4 Christmases still running dungeon to DSS detention camps under very inhuman conditions. And our Biafran warlord's widow moves on unabashed, moves on as if they had not committed anything. Not even a word of apology, not even a word of regret. I'm sorry. I don't know what they promised her to treat us with such disdain. I don't know why the senators, ex-senators, ex-governors, governors are treating the Biafra people with such palpable disdain. But I know our Redeemer liveth. I know our God liveth. I know that Yahweh is listening to us. Even in this audio I'm making, I know Mazen Kanu, special grace of God, now that he has a formidable attorney, the man, attorney representing him, capacity of Chief Kanu Agabi, two-time Attorney General of the Federation. Yes, a man who breaks law, a man who eats law, a man who sleeps law. I think we're in good hands. No matter how many James Omoto shots, no matter how many presiding justice in the like of James Omoto should they bring for us, and the like of Justice Pinter, Motala Yako they bring for us. We know Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. We know Yahweh will bring him out. Yahweh will bring him out. It's just a matter of time. We should all work vigorously, pray vigorously, show that we are not happy. We should not be jollificating. We should not, because I don't know why we should be celebrating when our leaders are undergoing such painful conditions, both in Nigeria and in Finland. Even our own deputy prime minister, Ngozi Arabueze, all kinds of intrigues, all kinds of manipulations, all kinds of backstabbing, even to the extent of sending, CIA, the FBI, sending up, making sure, probing her, trying to see how they can equally arrest her or make her come to naught, but they will never succeed. Our people have a proverb that what is the leaf, what eats the leaf, lives in the leaf. We should not let this proverb be a literal translation of what our Igbo statesmen are doing to our leaders. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa Njoku deserve a better treatment. They deserve love. They deserve respect. They deserve encomiums. They deserve accolades from every Biafra, every good-blooded Biafra. Let people laugh at us. Of course, I told my associates, I told them, well, you have said what you said. I'm going to let my people hear this truth. It's a sad truth. Biafrans must hear this sad truth. I'm going to tell them. But I'm sure it's not every Biafran who has consigned our leaders, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoku, to the dustbin. No, it's not every Biafran that is treated them with such a despicable, disrespect and hatred. No, there are Biafrans who are ready, to fight plot for plot, dollar for dollar, pound for pounds, and naira for naira, to make sure these people, these leaders, are given a fair and that justice, equity, and fairness must prevail during their trials. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're with me. I hope I can count with you. I hope making this post still feeling that we have people who are gentlemen, who are freedom lovers, who are genuine in Biafra land. It's not a waste. I trust that you will stand with me. God bless you, and let's change the trajectory. Let's change the scenario. God bless you all. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa Njoku are our leaders, and they must not be forgotten. No matter who bribes you, no matter who promises you anything, they must not be forgotten. They must not be forgotten. They are leaders. They have made huge sacrifices for Biafra land. They must not be forgotten. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we are with you. Let him know we are with him. Simon Ekpa Njoku, we're back in Finland. We are with you. Your efforts, your agitations, all your sacrifices will never be in vain. And of course, Ngozi Arabueze, ride on, we are with you. Ride on. You're a real leader, equally sacrificing so much. But as an American citizen, a Nigerian citizen, you sacrifice so much, and you believe in the, redeclared United States of America. You even declared it yourself. You redeclared it yourself in 2nd December 2024. We're with you all the way. God bless you all. Thank you. And please think on this audio. God bless you all.
I want to use this opportunity to call on the committee for prayers for Gowon. Number 1 in this committee is Dominica Olewune Chinyere Apple, Blessing Nzom, Gregory Onyejuwa, Chinedu Aguyi, and Presence Odohunoge. This committee will be the official prayer warriors for Gowon to be alive till December. Your prayer point is to pray day and night for Gowon to be alive till December. he will be alive and witness something in December of 2024. There is no other prayer point. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to come out in a historic manner. We have promised Biafra that the prayers that we have prayed so far is working. And for the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not given up, believe me, I know what he is made of. Our most important prayer today is for Gowon to be alive till December. Let him not die. It is very, very important, so that the prophecy of our eternal leader will come to pass. He will be alive to see Biafra.